Matilda here, and today I'm setting up my bullet journal for February. However, I did this not today. I did this actually a week or two ago, but the footage it was a mess. It was a mess, and I need to do the voiceover all over again. And I do not want to hassle with this anymore, so just let's jump into it, shall we? So here I'm setting up the cover page for February. As you will see in a little bit, I have chosen the theme of Phantom of the Opera. And why I thought of the theme is partly because I have for the last couple of months chosen like literature sort of themes, like Narnia or Alice in Wonderland, and I also had like Gothic literature during the Halloween season. But this time it's February, it's a little bit more romantic, and I had a struggle to choose a theme actually. But then once I decided for the Phantom of the Opera, it just felt so good because it's sort of dark but romantic, and I am all about that. So most of the spreads in here will have a lot of roses for the romantic part, which is, you know, Valentine's Day, February, you sort of think of romance in that part. And this specific rose is a rose that the Phantom gives to the main girl. And now I'm going over to my monthly setup. So once again, I'm doing the February title. It's the same as the other one on the other side. Filling it in just so it gets this a little bit more bold look and really stands out from the picture. No, not the picture, the page. And then I start writing out the letters of the weekdays. It's not in English because I'm in Sweden, so I'm used to the Swedish letters, which is what I did. Then I go over to tracker, goals, and soon to do. Then I'm going over everything with a fine liner to make this lines dividing all the days into this calendar layout. I usually don't do this calendar layout, but for this month and the month before actually I did, and I quite like it, which I'm surprised because last time I did a calendar layout I hated it, but I guess this fits my life a lot more now than before. Checking up the date so I write it the right way at once and not mess it up the first thing I do, because I usually do. I do the same for the tracker, which is underneath my monthly, doing some lines to divide everything. And then I have my doodle, or well, it's not really a doodle, it's the mask that the Phantom has on himself and a little rose on the side, just to tie in with that romantic sort of feel as I go along the pages, filling in the eye. And then I go on to the next page, and this page is my budget and spending pages. So I'm just writing out the titles in the same font and everything else. This is a little bit more bold, but still sort of typewriter-ish. I am sorry that my head is in the picture for most of the time, but this was my first time. I mean, come on, give me some slack. It was hard. I don't know how people in the YouTube community do these sort of videos without having their head in the image. Then I go in with my lines. Oh, those precious lines. And I actually messed up, not too bad, but I forgot that I had to leave room for, not titles specifically, but for what each column would be like, and I didn't really want those squares to be in the top row. But hey, if you do mistakes, you just have to live with it. Now on the other side we have my working hours, and because I have started a new job, it's an hourly work job, so I need to sort of keep track of how many hours I work, how much I will be paid, and so on and so forth. Then I have my next Phantom of the Opera doodle, and this time I do not use any roses, but I do this tragedy and humor. No, I don't know the English word for it, but it's these masks, one happy, one sad, and then it's the notes of music, just like, you know, since the Phantom of the Opera is a musical, technically. Doing the lines. Oh, we love our lines, don't we? And then I'm writing what each column is representing. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this spread, really. Next up, we have my YouTube and Instagram schedule. My goal is to upload 2 videos a week and 2 pictures a week. So that is what I have here, doing the font like all the other pages. You have seen it. You know what to expect from all of this. And then we do the same thing with Instagram. And then we go in and do a little doodle of some roses being all bunched together for that romantic feel. I think I'm going for 3 roses. I do realize that one of the columns on the Instagram schedule is covered of these roses, but just for aesthetic I felt like I didn't really care, because fuck that. And there, my head is in the way, of course, because I'm a perfectionist and I would rather just make sure everything is in line than having a good filming view. And here are the layout for the 4 weeks, 2 sections for each week. So that is it. And now, as you see, that the lighting has changed. It's getting dark outside, and I decided that I would paint I decided to paint my cover page, but as you will see in just a bit, I decided to wait with all the other paintings to the next day, actually, because it just gets too dark for this. And now I'm mixing some green with some black to get this little bit more darker and mossier type of green, to make it look a little bit more realistic. And truth be told, I was contemplating whether or not I should do my watercolors, but I am so happy how it turned out. It really brought forward the Phantom of the Opera feel. And of course the bow has to be black, because I mean, it's what the Phantom of the Opera gives the lead character, and that's the way she knows that that specific rose is from him and not someone else. And here somewhere I decided to shade a little bit on the rose, because I thought it was a little bit too light. So I just concentrated the red color in some places. And after this I decided to wait till the next day. And here we have this next day and how it turned out. Now I'm coloring in my mask and the rose next to it. Nothing really special, just red watercolor paint together with that dark green. As you can see, I did some mistakes. I tried to dry it faster with a fan. It did work. I highly recommend. Coloring the leaves. And then I color in the actual mask with white. And you can't really see that big of a difference in the picture. But in this way, all the dots that are on the bullet journal disappeared and made it a whole picture just. And I like the way it looked. And now it's dried, and next up is these theatrical masks. And I did just do the mouth. Waited it to dry. And then I went over to the last of the roses. And you've seen how I do it. I just fill it in. Nothing really special there. And after this, I'm actually done. So, yeah. Filling in those roses. And filling in those leaves in just a second. Yes, there we go, there we go. Dun, dun, dun. And then I realized, oh my god, I missed the spot for the roses. So I just went in with some red again to fill that in, and then I'm done. Just wiping off things. So this is my setup. First we have my cover page with the single rose and the black bow. Then we have my monthly setup with my Phantom of the Opera mask together with a rose. Then we have my spending and my budget, my working hours. And last stuff we have the schedule of YouTube and Instagram, which has just the roses. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this will turn out somewhat good after I've edited this. I'm gonna be honest with you, this was a hassle and a half to do. I would love to do it again, but I really need to have the equipment to do so. So it might take a while before I do another bullet journal video. I maybe do just like I did in my last bullet journal video, which I just did a flip through, and not this painting as recording, because that was hard. I don't know how you do it out there, but I tried. It was fun, but it was really hard to edit and really hard to get into the computer because it was just so much footage. It took up 2 days in just doing these spreads and then trying to, you know, edit it all together. And my computer is a little bit old, so it just did not want to play with me. But I guess it turned out quite well. So until next one, bye.